Hi guys, today I'm going to make a floral hoop wreath using this HTV from Auntie Tay. So I'm going to be using her fall fun pack. I'm going to be using this orange scarecrow pattern and also this yellow easy weed pattern. But in this pack she has so much fun stuff. So I highly encourage you guys to check her out. You're also going to need some muslin, I still don't know how to pronounce that, fabric. You're going to need a sewing hoop or quilting hoop. I believe this is a 14-inch and I've stained it. And you'll also need some fake flowers. So these are just some I picked up from the dollar store. And then some floral wire. So these are just some extras I have laying around. So that's all you'll need. So let's get started. Okay, so like I said, these are going to be the colors I'm going to be using. So this is a yellow easy weed I got from Auntie Tay's vinyl pack. So she has all these cool HTV packs that come kind of pre-selected, pre-matched with colors and patterns. It's awesome. So I'm going to be using my light grit mat, and as always with any kind of vinyl or HTV, we're going to cut this shiny side down. This is a new mat, so it's real sticky. And make sure you don't forget to mirror your image also. It's very important. All right, so this is pretty much ready to go. Alright, so just going to pull this out a little bit. And the reason I'm using these two colors is because I'm going to layer them. So, just FYI. And alright, so I'm going to cut this on iron-on. This is my new maker I got. Isn't it beautiful? I love it so much. But no shade, I still love my Air Explorer 2 also. Alright, so we have our image mirrored and our setting, and so we can cut. Alright, so we have our first layer cut. So now I'm going to use this. How cute is this plaid? So this is her orange scarecrow pattern. I'm obsessed with it. It's so freaking cute. Alright, so we're going to put this on our mat. And again, putting this pattern side, shiny side down, and not forgetting to mirror our image. So this is going to be the, oh, this is a little crooked. So this is going to be the background, or like the bottom layer of our words. I should have cut this, but I was being lazy. All right, that's better. Okay, make sure this is down. All right, so loading our mat. And cut. All right, so we can unload our mat, and we are done with our machine for right now. So I'm just going to pull this off. And alright, so now I'm going to want to cut this See this excess. All right. So now we can weed this. So I just like to pull up a corner and just kind of pull. Okay. And this SVG file I also got from Auntie Tay. So if you haven't yet, which I'm sure you probably already have because she's amazing, you got to check out her YouTube channel and you got to check out her Instagram and her website where she sells all this stuff. All right, so this is our give thanks, and I'm gonna just cut this. Actually, I should probably use thinner scissors. So, cut this. Okay, so that's our one of our layers. So this is going to be our second layer. Well, technically this is actually going to be our bottom layer. So, all right. Wow, this is super easy to weed. This like just comes off like butter. Like butter. All right. All right, so this is our bottom layer. All right, so now I'm gonna clean my scraps up. All right, so now we're gonna play with this for a minute before we actually put our iron on it. So I'm just gonna fold this. I'm gonna try and get it as perfect as possible. I have a really hard time getting this even because this piece of fabric is not cut evenly. Okay. And I want to leave this fray actually because I think it gives it some cute like fall rustic character. So I'm actually going to keep that because I like it. But if you don't like it, you can always fold that under. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, I forgot to mention, if you want to make sure this is all down secure, you might want to get some hem tape. So this is heavy duty hem tape I got from Joann's, I think. And okay, so this hem tape, basically what this is going to do is I'm going to put a strip of it down. So it's going to make sure our back edge doesn't fray or anything like that. So it'll make our back look nice and clean. But again, I'm keeping this fray because I think it looks fall-y, rustic. So I'm just going to pull out a strip and fold this back over. I think this needs to come down just like here. I have such a bad time getting this strip of fabric even. It like plays tricks on me. All right, I think that's good enough. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my iron and I'm just going to basically place my iron where I have the hem tape and just press, and it really doesn't need too much pressure or heat, just a little bit. Iron this a little bit while I'm at it. Just make sure you don't burn your muslin because it's really delicate fabric. Okay, so now we have this all ironed together, ready to go. Yeah, I like this side. I think it looks cute. All right, so now we can start layering our HTV. I'm gonna cut this like I cut the other one. And I put them this close so I could salvage the HTV so I didn't have to waste a bunch of it. All right, so cut this excess off up here. So the trick with layering HTV is this bottom layer, we're only going to want to press it for like 5 seconds, because if we press it any longer than that, it's going to shrink and the layering won't work properly. So we want to only press it for a couple of seconds just to get it adhered. Then we'll put our second layer on, and then we can give it one good press. All right, move this down a little bit. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use a piece of parchment paper to put over this so it doesn't burn or melt. Okay. All right. So I have my iron on the hottest setting. So as always, if you have a heat press, feel free. So I'm literally just going to press this for like 5 seconds. And this one for 5 seconds. Just to get it adhered to the material. Oop, this one didn't get. Because we don't want to shrink it because that will mess with our layering. And if it's not down all the way, that's all right because we're going to go back over it anyways. That E did not go down, so. All right. So now we're going to put our second layer over. So after I thought about it and looked at this a little more, I really like this pattern just by itself without layering over it. So I'll use that yellow for something else. So now I'm going to go back and really press this good. So for the pattern HTV, it says to press for 15 seconds. With good pressure, of course. All right, and I put that carrier sheet back over it. I always somehow miss the ends. So I'll just have to use that HTV for that yellow HTV for something else, which won't be that hard. All right, so now I'm going to go back over this give and press that one last time. Just press. All right, so now we have our patterned HTV pressed. All right, so now we have our super cute give thanks pattern. All right, so now we're going to put this into our hoop. So I'm going to move this a little bit just so you can see. So all you have to do is unscrew the top of your hoop and take the big piece off. And this little one, I'm going to lay my little banner over it. And I'm just going to put this bigger hoop on top. Alright, so now that this is in there, I'm just going to play around with it and get it to the kind of like tightness, I guess. And I'm going to start to screw this a little bit just so I can get it going a little bit. So it's not so all over the place. So I'm just going to kind of pull it till it gets to how I want it. Alright, so now that it's pretty much where I want it, I'm going to make this hoop as tight as it can go just by screwing this little top piece. Alright, so now we have our hoop ready to go. So now we're just going to fix the back because we have all this excess here. So I'm just going to trim some of this. Alright, and so I like to trim this little corner up here because if we don't, it's really hard to like flush this to the back. So if we, I don't need all this excess back here. So by kind of trimming that corner, it's just less that we have to play with back here. Okay, so all I'm going to do for this, and I guess I can move you guys back over here. So all I'm going to use for this is a hot glue gun, and I'm just going to apply some hot glue to the inside of this hoop, and I'm just going to fold this inward. And if you're like selling this or something, you know, you can make it look a little nicer, but this is just like kind of the quick and dirty way to do it. Alright, so we're just going to fold in. And again, like I said, if you're like selling this or doing this for a fair or something, you can make that look a little bit nicer, but I don't mind it. Alright, so now I'm going to bring this up. And now we're going to play with our fake flowers. And this part is totally up to your creativity. However you want to do it. I like to kind of start with like a longer kind of it's a little aggressive actually. How about this one? This one only. I really like the romantic kind of look of these long flowy flowers. And you just gotta play around with it. There's like no, unless somebody knows of something, there's like really no science behind these in my opinion. Just whatever you think looks good. Alright, so once you get it where you like it, you can take a piece of floral wire and kind of tightly wind it up. I think I like this leaf coming from the back a little bit better. All right, so then, let's see. And I just got, I think this pink droopy flower I got from Michael's, but all of these other ones I'm pretty sure I got from the dollar store. So I get a lot of stuff from the dollar store actually. So crafting does not need to be crazy expensive. You can craft on a budget. All right, so now I think we need a pop of some like white or something. All right, so for the bottom, I'm going to start with one of these guys. All right, so I'm going to start with one of these. One of these guys. And for the bottom, I don't like to do too much because I want it to be balanced. So I'm just going to now we'll do a little white flower, and I'm just using these pliers to kind of pull everything apart. All right, so now that's pretty much done, what I want to do is I don't have any jute, which I would normally wrap this with, so I've also got this from the dollar store. So I'm just going to wrap this around, and I'm going to tape it, or I'm going to tape it, I'm going to glue it to start off with a glue gun. Alright, so I'm just going to trim this. Just make sure this back is tapered. Alright, so now we can do the bottom part. And I'm just going to start with this same piece of ribbon. I don't want to waste it, so I'm going to start All right, so with that, this is your fall hoop wreath. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram at @thecraft_scraps. And happy crafting!